What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It's your girl Gail, and guess what? It is Tuesday, and you know what goes down on Tuesday? Wife chat goes down here on Facebook on Tuesday. And guess what? You guys, it is Thanksgiving week. Wow, has time flew this year. Oh my God. But I am so excited to be talking about the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight, how to handle stress and depression during the holidays. And listen, I didn't want to bring you like doom and gloom on wife chat, but it's something that needs to be talked about, and not enough of us are talking. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Nicole. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Just make sure you hit the share button and let people know that White Chat is going down here on Facebook. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure that you hit the share button and let people know that White Chat is going down here on Facebook. I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. And like I said, I don't want to bring you guys doom and gloom before Thanksgiving, but if this is something we really need to talk about. Hey. I am doing well. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Wife Chat. Make sure you're hitting the share button. Tell everybody that Wife Chat is going down here on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I know a lot of people have a lot of things going on this week, and traveling and family and friends and cooking and all those kind of things. But I really wanted to come on here and talk about something that most people don't want to discuss, or most people don't even realize is going on in their life. Thank you so much for sharing. Depression is real, and stress is real. And even sometimes we don't even realize that we're depressed. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're so stressed out, right? Until something happens. And when I say something happens, you either get really sick or something like that, to realize that, stress is real. Stress is super real. Thank you so much for joining me, Monique. Y'all just make sure you're hitting the share button and let people know that White Chat is going down here on Facebook. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. And I love when Tuesdays come, because I get a chance to do what I love to do, is pour into you guys. And thank you guys so much for sending me different topics to talk about, because again, I'm doing this to make sure that I'm servicing you guys and that you guys are getting the information that you need. So I appreciate you for hopping on. But how do you deal with depression and stress during the holidays? And most people don't even realize that, like I said, they're either distressed or they're depressed. And it can creep up on you, because literally I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, Thanksgiving is literally in 2 days. And, I have so many things to do. And I got some bad news on Wednesday of last week, and literally it was like 2 o'clock when I got the news, and I literally just went and got in the bed, right? And I thank God that I work for myself, but I got in the bed, and then Thursday came and I stayed in the bed. And then I had one of my girlfriends that called me, and she's like, Gail, I haven't heard from you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm in the bed. And she's like, why are you in the bed? I was like, I just can't take anymore. Like, I just can't take any more bad news. So I just decided that I was going to take a couple of days off, right? And she's like, Gail, that's not like you. And, so she talked me through it, and she brought me, out of where I was. I was in a place, because I was beginning to think about, all the things that have happened to me in the last, 2 years. And it haven't even been 2 years, maybe the last year and a half. My brother passing away, my mom passing away, getting custody of my aunt, dealing with a car accident, like so many things began to weigh on me. And then one more thing was just added to my plate. And so, and I'm being transparent here. So I was just like, I just can't. I just want to go to bed. And I told my husband, I said, I'm not cooking. I just want to stay in the bed or whatever. And I knew when I was talking to my girlfriend that depression was starting to creep in, right? And I was like, you know, and she's like, you know, you got to get up, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, right? She said, you have been through a lot. And she said, Gail, when have you really taken time to really grieve and to really process all that you've been through? And I'm one of those people that, you know, I feel it, but I keep it moving. I feel it, but I keep it moving. And I was like, you know, you're right. Like, it's been one thing after another. And then on top of it, I've been, you know, doing my business and traveling and teaching and speaking and all of those kind of things. And so I was like, I'm in this space, and I really am glad that I have professional people in my life that are trained to do these things and to diagnose these things, to help me realize I was going in the space that I could have stayed in for a while, right? And so if you find that you're down during the holiday seasons or just anything, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm in this space, and how do I come out, right? And it just could take a phone call from somebody. It could just you talking to somebody. It could just you getting up and acknowledging it. It could be so many different things, and there's so many different things for other people. But there is some things that you need to seek professional help, and some people do need medication. And it's okay. You're not crazy. You're not something's not wrong with you. It's just that sometimes you get what they call the holiday blues. And I was going there because I have had so much on my plate, and I can't believe I'm almost at the end of another year. I've had an amazing year, but I was just thinking about all the stuff that has, all the responsibilities that have been put on my plate. So let me just give you some real tools and tips to really help you deal with the stress and deal with if you're feeling depression, you know, depression coming on you, how to really deal with that and kind of come out. Okay. The first thing is acknowledge what you're feeling, right? And I acknowledge that I have a lot on my plate, but I just didn't acknowledge that I hadn't processed and grieved and did all of these things, because I went into action mode because I was responsible for, you know, my mother's death, my brother's, like all of their estates and all this kind of stuff. It was just like so much. And now I'm at the end of the year, and I'm like, wow, I'm just tired. And then one more thing got put on my plate. It was just a lot for me to take. So acknowledge your feelings and make sure that you acknowledge them, you feel them, and you figure out how you're going to handle them. That's important. Acknowledge them, you know, figure out how you're going to handle them. Because if you keep suppressing them, right, it can lead to depression. And I don't want you to go in that space. So make sure that you acknowledge them and only talk to people that you feel safe with, right? Because the people that I have in my life, I thank God for them, because I feel safe being who I am. And I feel safe talking to my husband as well. But at that time, she just happened to call, and I was able to release it. So just make sure that you acknowledge your feelings. Number 2, be realistic with your expectations when it comes to what you can handle, what you say yes to, and all of those kind of things, right? In the past, I've had like 30 or 40 people in my house every holiday for Thanksgiving. This year, I was like, I've had too much going on in my life. I'm just having my immediate family and maybe 1 or 2 friends. And so I had to be realistic. Can I handle 30 or 40 people in my house this year? The answer was no. There's no shade to no one else. I just have to be realistic, because I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, you know, I'm doing all of these things. Not that I'm not getting help from my spouse and those kind of things, but I had to be realistic for what Gail can handle this year. And this year, it was my immediate family. So just make sure that you're realistic with your expectation and what you can handle. And it's okay if everything is not perfect. It's okay if, you know, you don't cook 1,000 dishes and you only cook 5. It's okay. And I had to be realistic with myself when I came to that. Usually I do turkey, chicken, and all this kind of stuff. No, we're having one meat this year and the sides. That's it. And I'm okay with that. But I had to be realistic. Like, Gail, do you want to do a fried turkey plus a baked turkey plus a ham plus, like, I was off the used to be off the chain, but I used to have 30, like I said, 30 or 40 people at my house. Right now, it's 7 people coming to, it's gonna be at my house. That's it. So I don't need all of that. And so be realistic with that. Number 3, reach out. If you feel that you are going in a dark space or you are so stressed, there's nothing wrong with reaching out, asking for help. If you have put so much on your plate this year, if you have, you said yes to dinner, you got all these people coming, and you got to go grocery shopping, and you got to say, I need help. Reach out to somebody and say, I need help. If you're struggling, if you know that you're sad, reach out. There's nothing wrong with reaching out. And there's nothing wrong saying, I can't handle everything that I put on my plate. This is so important. It is so important for you to do that, because this is supposed to be a happy time. And a lot of times they said, statistics says that 6 out of 10 people are depressed or deal with depression or are so stressed that they think about suicide during this time of year. And I don't want that to happen to anybody, because it's not these are holidays. And yes, you want to be around family and friends and you want to have a great time or whatever. But if you're having financial problems, if you're having marital problems or whatever, learn to take care of you and your family and forget all of those gifts and stuff like that. Because if people really love you, they will understand that you don't have the money, you don't have the capacity to get out there and shop, you don't have none of those things. They will understand you. Okay? So make sure you reach out. Number 4 is plan ahead. Plan ahead. Make sure that you have a list when you're going grocery shopping, or make sure you have a list to send with your spouse or whoever's going grocery shopping for you, and make sure that you plan ahead. Don't wait till the last minute, because a lot of the stress that you might be feeling is because you waited to the last minute. And plan ahead. If you only have X amount of dollars for dinner or gifts or whatever, do what you can do in your budget and leave it alone. I used to be out in the malls and doing Black Friday and running myself crazy. But that was something I enjoyed. But this year I was like, you know what? I told my kids, give me 4 things on your list. That says 4. That's it. And whatever I can do online, that's what you're getting. Whatever I can do online, that's what you're getting. So you're getting 4 things. Because I took the pressure off of myself, because I know where I am mentally. And I can't be out there trying to fight and go on with the Black Friday stuff or whatever. You get 4 things. That's it. It's not that I love you any less. You have Christmas all year round, because I make sure you have a roof over your head, you have clothes, you have food, or whatever it is. And for my girlfriends, I love them to death. I'm gonna buy them something, but I'm not feeling the pressure to go be extravagant. I'm not, because we're really good friends, and so I don't need to have that pressure. And if you're in a situation where you're feeling like, oh, I gotta buy this person or whatever to let them know that I love them or whatever, love is not things. Love is internal. It's what you do every single day towards that person to allow them to know that you love them and that you care about them. It has nothing to do with material things. So get that off your plate, and don't lie your children to say, if you don't buy me 1,000 gifts, that you don't love me. That's not true. Okay. Number 5, I talked about this already, is really learn to stick to your budget. Make sure that you write everything out, because so many people go into debt. So many people are still paying for things that they bought last year. And it's not worth it. It's not your birthday, no way. It's Jesus Christ's birthday. So don't go beyond your budget to try to appease other people, right? And if you're a person that is feeling alone, if you're feeling, like you don't have anything to do, go volunteer somewhere. Get involved. That will lift your spirits. That will make you feel good on Thanksgiving Day if you go get involved with a church that's handing out food to the poor and the needy. Get involved, because that definitely will lift your spirits. I just want you guys to understand that depression and stress is real. It's causing heart attacks in people younger and younger and younger. And there's people going in deep, 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 deep depression, and they're not getting help, and they're taking their lives. And we also think that because if you have finances, if you have great cars, if you look like you got it going on Facebook and all of these kind of things, that people are not dealing with depression. It's not true. Look at the people who have taken their life, like Kate Spade, multimillionaires, Robin Williams, all of these amazing people that you think are so happy, but they're taking their lives because depression is real. So that's why I'm saying, please reach out if you're having a hard time. Number 6, learn to say no. No is a complete sentence, and it's one that needs to be used often, especially when you're trying to protect your mind and you're trying to lower your stress. Say no. I can't do it. And if they really, really love you, they will understand and they will help you out. I have learned to say no, and I feel good about it. Because at the end of the day, it's only one me. I only get one chance at this life. And I'm going to protect my mind and my heart. So make sure that you learn to say no. Number 7, during the holidays, make sure you don't abandon your own health and wellness to appease other people. There is, a lot of people run themselves ragged. They get off of their diets. They get off of their workout regimens because they have to do so much during the holidays, running around and making sure everybody else is taken care of. Make sure that you take care of yourself in the midst of all of this kind of stuff, because your health and wellness is going to carry you into next year and the year after that, and all those kind of things. Like I said, material things or can be taken away from you at the drop of a dime, but you only get one body. You only get one mind. So make sure that you take care of your spirit, mind, and body on a daily basis as you go through these holidays. Because again, it could be you can get so caught up that you don't realize that you wore out, and at the end of the year, you're like, why am I sick? Why I'm not feeling good? It's because you wore your body down trying to appease and do everything for everybody else. And number 8, make sure that if you have any strife going on with your in-laws, your husband, your children, or whatever, just try to resolve it. Because again, that can cause stress and depression, knowing, and anxiety, knowing that you got to go, to your in-laws or somewhere where you're not getting along with somebody. Try to resolve that issue. And I always try to tell people, try to resolve the issues before the holidays come. So that way it won't be such a big elephant in the room and you're carrying that over into a whole nother year. If you can resolve the issues, resolve the issues. Because again, they probably have moved on and you still carrying it. And that causes stress, like I said, and that causes depression, and that can cause division. So if you can try to be the bigger person in the situation, make sure that you try to do that. I'm sorry. Can we talk about it? All those kind of things. And I know sometimes people feel, oh, I'm the only one that always having to say, I'm sorry. I'm always trying to resolve it, Gail. I'm always trying to fix it. Just be the bigger person. Put them in God's hands. Say, whatever I did, whatever went on, I want to move on and move forward because I have a call on my life. I want to fulfill it. I'm not trying to go through these holiday stress. I'm not trying to have my husband or myself pulled in one way and all of those kind of things. I don't want any drama. I'm trying to live drama free, and see how that works out for you. And so I want to go back and I hope these tips have helped you, and I hope that you apply them, because again, I know what it is to begin to go into a dark place. It was happening to me on Wednesday, because I just felt like, oh my God, if somebody else called me with some other drama, something else I got to sign, something else I got to fax, something else I got to, get notarized, something else, like for real, like I just want to I just want to go to bed. And I went to bed. And I'm just being honest with you guys. But we can get on Facebook and we can make it look good. And I could have just came on here and talked about you guys. But I'm telling you, I was in that dark place and I understood where I was. And I really am glad that, like I said, I have amazing people in my life, including my husband, that say, you know what, you got to get up. And if you don't have that person, reach out. There is help out there. I'm always here for you. And like I said, I do this work because I really want people to realize you're not out here by yourself. Let me look to see if there's any questions for me. Any comments, anything? Wife chat. Okay, no, we're good. And just know that I always go back on here and I answer any questions that you have. I respond to every single message, even if I just like it. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for getting here on Wife Chat. If there's something you want me to discuss, make sure you just either send me a message, an email, or whatever. I also offer a free, no obligation discovery call. You can talk to me about anything. And I am licensed to do this. And I am, I've went to school to do what I do. And so I love you guys to pieces. Make sure that you go to the website, gailcrowder.com. There's a lot of resources and stuff on there for you. And I want to tell you, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Make sure that you take care of your health and wellness, your mental wellness, and guard your heart. I am praying with you and for you. I love you guys to pieces, and have an amazing, amazing holiday season. Bye.